Because when you start to think about the stuff that you need to get done, and if you don't prioritize it correctly, it can become so overwhelming, and then it just becomes defeating. Welcome to My Daily Mindset, where you get an inspirational, educational, and motivational message each day to help you live your best life. Do you ever have those days where it just seems like there's no chance you're going to get everything that you need to get done? Is that every day? Because that's for a lot of people. That's how they live life. Every single day they go into it and they're hoping and praying that they literally get, half of what they're supposed to get done. The reason this is we have so many things, on our plates, and we do it to ourselves, right? But a lot of it is mental, because when you start to think about the stuff that you need to get done, and if you don't prioritize it correctly, it can become so overwhelming, and then it just becomes defeating. And people live their days, their weeks, their lives like that, where they're just like, okay, I'm just like a slave to the grind, right? Where I'm just trying to get by, just trying to get as much as I can done. Here's the thing. That's sort of life. That's what we live in, is this sort of high-paced, stressed out world. And if we don't take mini breaks along the way, you should take as many as you need. And when I'm talking about mini breaks, I'm talking about like mini me times. What I mean by that is, well, first of all, me time, when I define me time, it's something that you really enjoy doing. It's something where you can get lost in time and space, where you forget about the outside world and all of the responsibilities and all the things that you have to do. And it can be anything that you enjoy that much. Some people read and they just get lost, right? And they forget about it. Some people get lost in movies or shows or things like that. Golf can be one for me. Sometimes when I go out golfing, I get to forget about everything for, the 4 or 5 hours I'm out there. So working out is definitely one for me. And I do that every single day. And that's a huge sort of me time that I make sure that I take. Now, I don't work out for an hour and a half every day. I work out for maybe 20, maybe 30 minutes tops. But that is probably the most important 20 or 30 minutes for me. Now, let me get back to me time. So the mini me time breaks. A lot of people are like, I don't even have 20 minutes. I don't have 30 minutes. There's no way this is going to happen. So here's the deal. You don't need that. A lot of times, and what I do, a technique that helps me, is I literally take 60 seconds every now and again during the day to literally stop and just breathe and reflect on like, hey, everything's going to be okay. We get caught up in this sort of high pace, we got to get this stuff done, and we start to get stressed out and we forget to take these little breaks. I know people, they're like, oh yeah, I was so busy I forgot to eat. And I'm just like, what? Like, to me, that makes no sense, because food is fuel and we need fuel to be our best selves, to be efficient, to be productive. But here's the deal. Taking mini breaks throughout the day, you got to start with one though, right? Like, you just got to realize, again, it's being mindful. You realize that your anxiety is going up, the pressure's mounting, and it's like, hey, stop, take a breath, and just like relax for 30 seconds. It's okay to do that. And trust me, you're going to be doing yourself good. You're going to sort of reset yourself, rewire yourself, that instead of, just being in this frantic pace all day. And you can do it at any time. I've done it. I do it a lot when I'm driving. I'm just driving around and I'm like, I get into this sort of rush and I'm like, whoa, relax, dude. And I literally just take a breath and I sort of reset myself and remind myself that, hey, this is my life. I get to live it the way I want to live it. And yes, I do have responsibilities. And yes, I am quote unquote busy just like everybody else, but I'm not going to let that ruin my experience of living. So today, remind yourself to just take little mini breaks, little me times, right? If you can take big me times, go read a book or whatever, always do that. And sometimes we have to schedule those things, but I'm just talking about the little me times to remind yourself during the day and just say, hey, everything's going to be okay. I hope that helps. And today takes little me time breaks. All right. And remember, this is your life. You get to live it your way. I appreciate you listening today, and hopefully you found something useful in today's message. And if you did find value, please comment. Also share it with somebody else that may benefit from this. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so that you can get an inspirational, educational, and motivational message from me every single day.